The nigga had a Bible in his nigga fuck me. Damn a nigga fuck me. Hell the nigga fuck me. The nigga had a Bible in his hand. You know, so last video, this Shembe fuck mind. So mind your language, just check this out. You know what it is. You'll find the Mind Your Language guide in the link. What is this about? Shembe fucked mind, really, that's the truth. And I think I'm gonna read the scripture in the Bible, and it's quite a cryptic thing. That's like I mentioned in the previous video that revelation is being fulfilled here, right? Revelation is being fulfilled here. So the illustrations and the concepts that you see in the book of Revelations are playing out in a different context. They're not gonna play out like literally, guys. You're not gonna be seeing dragons literally flying around and wild beasts literally. You know what I mean? Come on, guys. Understand. This particular template that you're looking at, this thing here, is evidence of the fact that Shembe fucked me. Right. And what I mean by this is that in a respectful way, Shembe, the reason why he set out to start the UBUNAZARETHA movement was the promise to the Zulu people that, look, Jehovah, the God of the Bible, is our God, and his name, he is Nkosi Yasephakame, and he will come in my name, Shembe, to come and re-establish UMBUSO, WEZULU, heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. And when we put it into context, the Sabbath prayer clarifies what this heaven and earth is. It's what he calls indlu kasenza ngakhona nodingane echithekile. The house of Dingane and Senza Ngakhona that has been spilt, that has been scattered, re-establish that house, because that was heaven and earth. So what I'm saying here, guys, is that at 2018, when I went, after going through all of these work experiences, commercial experiences, I realized, no, hang on, guys, we need to re-establish the Zulu kingdom. So at this point, my family thinks this guy's lost his mind. He's lost his mind. Now he's talking about being Jesus motherfucking Christ. He's lost his mind. You know, talking about Jesus motherfucking Christ. No, he's lost his mind. He's lost his mind. Let's take his son away from him and excommunicate him. And so Might Kumalo, the legal person, and very clear, I think I've explained it in the nigga that died thought experiment, is that my legal being, my commercial being, my career, my commercial self came to an end. It died, it stopped, the function ended, to the dismay of my family, or people that I believe were my family, the people that I grew up around and everything. So I suffered a death. So like a woman, I knew why I died. It's like, look, I'm not about that life. I'm about Jesus motherfucking Christ. I'm gonna honor the story of Jesus. I'm gonna be the helper for the groom of heaven. I just want to point this out in John chapter 3, the Gospel of John chapter 3. Jesus is referred to as the bridegroom. John the Baptist refers to Jesus as the bridegroom. And if you understand, it's not good for any man to be alone. Now I had that idea that, no, look, it's not good for the bridegroom to be alone. I'm going to be his bride. I'm the guy that's going to get this thing done. Implement the kingdom of heaven on earth. That is the Zulu kingdom, guys. That is the Zulu kingdom. That's what it is. So in that light, I don't know. I have never met Shembe. I don't know who the hell he is. I don't know what he's about. I've maybe seen glimpses here and there and always thought, what the fuck? I think the one incident where I actually thought I'd walk to school from Berea past this park in Parktown, and I'll see the stamp that goes Shembe is the way, and I'll be like, nigga, what the fuck? Who's this nigga that's talking about being the way, nigga? And it's true, look, I've come to be a witness that Shembe is the way, because he's pretty much showed people the way to the one that will be true and the one that will be capable of implementing the kingdom of heaven on earth. That's what it's all about. You know, if we are trying to get to heaven, the heaven that Shem is talking about is the kingdom of heaven on earth. It is not this place that you supposedly go to when you die. It is the heaven on earth. And it is a paradise on earth. And Shembe is the person that has been that through the UBUNAZARETHA movement has got the attention of that one that is coming. So first of all, Shembe became aware that the God of the Bible is actually the God of the Zulu people. Right? In principle, he's a God of the Israelites, but in practice, in the principle when it's demonstrated, he's actually the God of the Zulu people. And the Zulu people, the Zulu kingdom that fell, was the equivalent of what Israel was in the book of the Bible. And Babylon was the equivalent of what the British Empire, the colonial force that came to scatter that kingdom. So the hope was, he took the moral of the story and said, the faith that I'm applying now, I'm going to set up this movement called UBUNAZARETHA that's going to provide sufficient facilities, meaning that the attention and the resources required to support that one that will come to implement the kingdom of heaven on earth. Because when he does come, and he surely will come, he will need AMANAZARETHA with him. And I'm going to read this out to you. It's called the Tabernacle of 7 from the book of AMANAZARETHA. It's quite interesting. It points out, if you read the Gospels, there's a part where Jesus explains, I think Matthew 23 or 22, somewhere there. Let's just read it and see what's that before we go too far. Let's go to the book of Matthew and see where he talks about nigga coming in the clouds. So I'm not sure where it is. So yeah, I'm going to read here, chapter 24, verse 29, right? Immediately after the tribulation of those days, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Then the sign of the Son of Man will appear in heaven, and all the tribes of the earth will beat themselves in grief, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he will send out his angels with great trumpet sound, and they will gather his chosen ones from the four winds, from one extremity of the heavens to the other extremity of the heavens. This image here is actually consummated by Shembe in this Tabelelo 7 that goes selithethiwe icala emhlabeni yonke. Phumelani nithokoze nina bantu bakhe. Ziphumile izingilosi ukona umhlaba. Ziphumile izingilosi ukona umhlaba. Nanse enye ingilosi iphuma empumalanga. So it's like saying the trial has been, the case has been closed in the entire earth. Rest and be happy, all you people. they've come out, the angels, to destroy or to defile the earth. Here's another one that's coming from the east. Yamemeza ngezelikhulu engolesine ezine. And it shouted with a loud voice to the other angels. Yathi, ningawoni umhlaba, selithethiwe icala. So, oh, to the other angels, don't defile the earth. The trial, the case has been resolved. Kwavela abaprofeti baseNazaretha. Then there came the prophets of the Nazarites, AMANAZARETHA kaShembe, beza nenkosi yabo, coming with their king, embetha amafu, that is clothed by the clouds. Basuka abangcwele baseNazaretha, bahlangabeza inkosi yabo, iza ngamafu. So they came, the holy ones came, the holy ones of the Nazarites came to accompany their king that is coming with the clouds. Oh my gosh, it's too dope, man. So Shembe knew very well what he was doing. He set up the UBUNAZARETHA movement because this would be the movement to accompany the coming Son of Man, the King of creation, that is coming with the clouds, as illustrated in the book of Matthew 24 verse 19. And all the other Gospels, every time he talks about describing how the end will be and what the Son of Man will do. So what I'm saying is here that Shembe became Jesus' motherfucking Christ, real spirit that came, because what Jesus did when he came in the context of the book, he came to prepare people to receive the Son of Man. Shembe came and did the same thing in real life. Now he applied the principle and became the groom of heaven, right? Preparing the way for the coming bride. And this is what I want to end this on and say how Shembe fucked me is that people would ask me, man, like so, it's like, man. You know, what got into this guy? My family was asking, what got into Melusi? He's talking about mighty is dead, and now he's talking about being Jesus, motherfucking Christ. If you look at Shembe's work, you can actually just see that Jesus, motherfucking Christ, that I was talking about. Okay? The groom, the spirit of the groom, is this guy that's founded the Nazareth movement with the intent of saying, come, do this. There's a dude that's coming to re-establish the Zulu kingdom. UMBUSO WEZULU, the kingdom of heaven and earth. We gotta make provisions for that nigga. Come through, AMANAZARETHA, come through and Keta Inkosi Parliament, because that is the true God. And the claim, like Jesus makes, is that that true God will come in his name. So if you look at Shembe's work, Shembe is Jesus motherfucking Christ. Shembe is Jesus in the context of the Zulu people. The same principle, the same thing that Jesus was to the Jewish people, Shembe is that to the Zulu people. And what is quite evident now is that in the context of the Zulu people, that Son of Man or that coming King is going to show up. We've read these scriptures that talk about the Son of Man that was meant to come eminently after Jesus. He didn't show up. What we do see is that the book of Revelation says, hey, blessed is the one that reads this out loud and fulfills the things that are written in it. So how does Shembe become Jesus motherfucking Christ? Because he reads these scriptures and he decides to say, let us fulfill Revelation. So this is very important, guys. I think this is very important. I'm going to just read the last part of this Revelation, and I'm going to show you what is being fulfilled now. Give me a second. Alright, so I'm just going to read this out of the scripture, Revelation chapter 12. There's a woman that's described here, right? So a woman was arrayed with the sun, and the moon was beneath her feet, and on her head was a crown of stars. She was pregnant, and she was crying out in her pains and in her agony to give birth. So what is she giving birth to? She gave birth, in verse 5, she gave birth to a son, a male, who's to shepherd the nations with an iron rod. And her son and her child was snatched away to God and to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she has a place prepared by God, where they would feed her for 1,260 days. So what I want to propose here is to say that the woman that is depicted in this scripture is actually just me. Is actually my Chimalo giving birth to what is called the Zulu social experiment, which will shepherd the nations with an iron rod. With an iron rod, meaning the principle is a strong principle that can't be bent or broken. You know what I mean? The principle here is an equitable environment, skill-driven equitable environment, enforcing that in the economy, enforcing that principle across the nation. So that's what the illustration is pointing out. And I'm just saying, this woman is actually the bride of the groom that John describes in John chapter 3. John the Baptist describes. Right. So when Jesus said, I'm going to send you a helper, he's talking about this particular individual that has the capability, the coming king. So people don't need to get confused. It's not necessarily the second coming of Jesus in the flesh. The second coming of Jesus is saying that Jesus will be, in a spiritual sense, with that one. That is his bride. That will be capable of implementing the kingdom of heaven and earth. So what I'm saying here is that the Zulu social experiment is evidence that the spirit of Shembe is what got me pregnant. So if the Zulu social experiment is my child, and this child is gonna shepherd the nations with an iron rod, with the principle that is solid, right? If that's what the Zulu social experiment is going to do, who got me pregnant? Who got me pregnant? What is the spirit that got me pregnant? And evidently, if you look at the UBUNAZARETHA movement, the fact that every Sabbath, week in, week out, the AMANAZARETHA together to make the request to the coming King to bring about the re-implementation of the Zulu kingdom. And here I am. And I think I'll be honest with you, is that this vision of mine could have been aborted if I had not spent time with AMANAZARETHA. I probably could have given up. It's like, this is some bullshit. Maybe I'm tripping, dog. But every Sabbath that I see these old ladies in their 70s that go out in the morning, hot, cold, raining, and they go out and they go observe this prayer. They say, please, of course, yes, please come through and re-establish UMBUSO. Even from the mouths of their prayers, they pray for two things. I think the love of my life saved my life by praying for two things constantly, all the time. Please write us in the book of life. Please, can we make it into your book of life? And please, establish UMBUSO. We want to see UMBUSO WEZULU, and please write us into your book of life. Those two things is what's kept me calm. So I'm going to end it here and just say, yeah, man, Shembe fuck might. And I guess you can see in a good sense now, what I've done is I've taken this negative principle and see how the white man had bad intentions when he came with the Bible in his hand. look at how Shembe did it. He had the Bible in his hand and he fucked the coming Son of Man. So he made sure the nigga gets pregnant with the idea. It's like, you know, you see, there's fucking with a nigga. I gotta point it out. There's fucking with a nigga, right? You know, but nothing really comes out of it. But Shembe made sure the seed will catch, and the nigga would have to carry that baby and deliver the baby. And that's what Shembe did, you know. So no disrespect, it's not profanity. The groom of heaven made way for the coming king, and by so doing, providing the provisions, providing the attention, that coming king will be successful. So in so doing, he's managed to catch, and I think in the previous thought experiment I described Shembe as Ntanzi that caught the Son of Man. But yeah, let's not go into it. Let's just end it here, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.